to have just as much fun, if not
Wouldn't it be
even
tandem?
more.
If you're flying solo?
I'm flying solo, except I'm not solo right now. But yeah, that's how we roll here. 182. Is that our episode? That's
Yep,
right.
that is it. 182.
Oh, can you pull the camera up just a smudge? You can see it a lot better now. When you put it on that screen there, it looks all it's nice.
Good? You good? Yeah.
All right, we're going to go live here in 45 seconds.
Oh, time's flying by.
All right. 30 seconds.
Too soon. Just making sure it works.
Thank you, guys. We're going to get started. We're going to be live on Channel 10 here in Austin, Texas in 20 seconds. Feel free to give us a call once we put the number up on the screen.
Feel free to sign up for our email
10 seconds.
newsletter. Recording. We are good to go.
This week on the program, supposedly over 10 million people worldwide have caught the dreaded coronavirus. Last week, Senator Rand Paul told COVID survivors to stop masking and celebrate their immunity, which begs the question, can you get COVID twice? Later, new restrictions hit prior to this Thanksgiving, and the same folks who called rioters mostly peaceful are leading the charge to tell you that gathering with your family and friends is not only irresponsible, it's downright wrong. Meanwhile, another Democratic governor gets caught breaking his own restrictions, and he feels real bad about it. Finally, Lovely Day IPA goes tab to tab with Miller Lite in week 3 of the Brew World Order Tournament of Beers. That's right. This is Emergency Exit.
This exit is for emergencies only.
That's right. This is episode 182. Today is one day before Thanksgiving on November 25th, 2020. It's again 10 on 10. In our floating tin can, far above the world. Ah. That's a SpongeBob. I'm ready. The kids watching SpongeBob now, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where was I? I'm Los. You can follow me on Twitter at That's Right Los. David's on special assignment, but making sure. And joining me, as always, is Brennan, the Hard Hat Mitchell.
I made it. I
There he
just made it to the studio.
How's it going?
How y'all
buddy?
doing? Hey.
Wherever I'm pointing at the right spot.
Yeah.
That's right.
I
Hey,
gotta face this way.
so we've got a lot to talk about today. But first, let's do our bonsai and bourbon. Bourbon and bonsai. The double B's, the BB. This week, we're still rocking the larceny. We're just, what do they call it? Chipping away at it. We're just chipping away. Just
Little by
chipping.
little.
Little
It's
by
a
little.
good one. It's you want to sip on it. You want to enjoy it.
It's a very delicious whiskey. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. John E. Fitzgerald. Very nice. 1870. Small batch, 92 proof. So it's a little higher proof than you'll normally get from, the bottom of the barrel, no pun intended, whiskey. And I think it's delicious.
Yeah, it'll do you right. It's a moderate price point. It's got a nice little sizzle to it on the back end.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it.
Our bonsai this week is a Ficus mycocarpa, the tiger bark variety. And this one is it's a sapling, a seedling, I guess. No, it's a sapling at this point. It's a little bit bigger than a sapling, and I've contorted it in such a way I don't think you can see it very well anyways. But that is one of my favorite little ficuses. Ficuses are super well known all over the world. It's also known, it's in the same family as the rubber latex tree. It's a fig in the fig family. Latex, if you ever crack off one of these leaves, it'll emit this white sap. and in other rubber plants and other ficus plants that's actually used to make rubber. So hence the name rubber tree. And this is a nice one being trained in a weird banyan style with just crazy contortions to the trunk and limbs and the boughs. You know, when the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. And down will come the bonsai. Bonsai and all, that's right. Well, that is this week's Bourbon and Bonsai. If you guys are interested in following my journey in bonsai, my Instagram is zigzagman. I think it's private, so just go ahead and check it out. It's zigzagman. I can't believe I actually got zigzagman, but I got it way back when. I've been on Instagram for a very long time, and I've been sort of amping up my posts. I'm not as active as some people are. You know, that reminds me too, like there's a lot of men that have beards in the bearding community. Something that bothers me about the bearding community, how many selfies a man can take. And that's what I see a lot. Just men are like taking their picture. They're all like, oh, chuck, chuck. Oh, you're like, how's my beard today? Fuck. I never got into that. I barely take pictures of myself. I need to get more into doing that with me and my lady so that we can have some beautiful pictures of ourselves, and we'll get them framed and something for the kid to look at. What do you got here? Are you putting up, check this out, you guys.
Oh, yeah. I just pulled yours up.
Here's my Instagram. Feel free to check it out. And it's lovely. Look at that hibiscus flower that I took a picture of that. Oh, boy. No, he's he's
all
spoiled
out
it.
of order.
Go and click on that first picture up there.
Oh, because we're not.
Oh, bummer. Well, yeah, we're emergency exit, and he'll put in some sort of password that you guys don't know what is. Just don't press the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Instagram /zigzagman. Okay, come on now. Oh, because you're using the Brave browser for the first time and a lot of that stuff. But yeah, look at this picture right here. Oh my God, that is a Hawaiian punch hibiscus, and it just popped. And that was from yesterday, where we had beautiful rain in the morning, and it was just covered in morning dew. And it's a beautiful pink flower. Oh my God, isn't that lovely?
That's pretty.
Isn't that
That's
pretty? Yeah, that's right.
Nice little morning dew on it.
Man, this is the kind of stuff I need to just occupy my mind with. This politics. Now that we lost. And it's not that, like, I'm saying we as in, like, the right. I'm just saying we lost. All of us lost. You know, George Jorgensen lost. Trump lost. I mean, I'm not even sure if he lost yet. I don't even know. I know that nothing has been completely certified yet. A lot of states have certified it. And we'll figure it out later. But when I look at these pictures, I'm like, oh, President who? President-elect what?
You look at beauty like this, and it's like, things are going to be all right.
Things will be all right. Mm-hmm. That flower bud is, look at those other flower buds ready to pop on that some bitch. We're going to have beautiful, dude, it's almost winter time. Winter is coming, and we're still getting hibiscus flowers. That is beautiful. Anyways, well, it is week 3 of our Brew Order Tournament of Beers. And let's just, without any hesitation, without any further to-do, that's right, I said that. Let's do the Brew World Order Tournament of It's the Brew World Order. This is not a blind one today. We realize that the blind is not really keeping us from knowing it just yet. I think as we get into beers that are similar, it's probably best to do that. But I'm going to be as unbiased as I can when we drink today's 2 beers from the Brew Order Tournament of Beers from Whitestone Brewery. Can you pull up what seed it was? I don't know which one is which. Who did better here?
Whitestone seeded a number 12, whereas Miller Lite got a 5.
My goodness.
Wow.
So this is the Miller Lite is our favorite, with Lovely Day IPA being our underdog. The underdog Lovely Day IPA is an alcohol by volume of 6.86, double dry hopped, West Coast style, creating hoppy notes of pine and citrus with a light malt body. and Miller Lite, a fine Pilsner beer. That's all you need to know about this beer. And they don't try to soup it up. Maybe that's what gave it more points here. This one's like double dry hop, West Coast style, creating hoppy notes of pine citrus, but that's Miller Lite, a fine Pilsner beer. Get it in your mouth. Well, I guess we'll have to find out. Let's go and crack it. So David obviously is not here today. He's on special assignment. But we still have 2 people here to judge these beers. So we're going to go do that now. So let's go ahead and crack them as you see fit. Let's get this going. Oh, yes. Over the last 4 years. I'm just kidding.
All right.
They're going tab to tab, head to head. And I'm talking about foam, of course. Let's take a sip. Man. It's so full of hop flavor.
It's very hoppy.
It's much more hoppier than I remembered it.
Same.
And I can't believe it made it to the top 16, so it makes me think that you must have rated it pretty good.
I don't think I did. That's I mean, I could probably look back and find it, but
was this a guest on this show?
It might have been. They may have weighted it that way, but I could see honestly how it's it is a 12 seed.
But still, out of 100 beers and plus 100 plus beers, it is like.
Well, looking at the alcohol by volume is 6.8, pretty much 6.7. So I'm sure that factored into our rating too.
I don't know. We weren't like drunk or anything when we did it. I'm gonna look it up right now and see where we're at here.
Well, no, but that's something I like to take into consideration. Like if it's decent. But let me get a little bit of this Miller.
I'm about to drink that in a second. I want to kind of let that settle in. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to look up what our original ratings were for this. I can just press Control F. Why am I trying to search for it?
If we got any fans of Whitestone Brewery out there, chime in. Let us know what do you think about their Lovely Day IPA. Have you had it? If not, go check it out. Go try it. Crafted right here. Cedar Park, Texas. It's not too far from where our floating tin can hovers.
Love Street. Why isn't Lovely Day on the...
I don't know.
That's weird. It must have been one of the latest ones that happened. I can't tell when it was on here. It don't matter. It really doesn't matter. Cracking up. Beer number 2, Miller Lite. Classic. It drinks like water.
It does.
Former co-host Andy Bland says, "Dude, I can drink like 6 of these." He's no longer off the wagon. He's on the wagon there, and he said, "I can drink like 6 of those, and you don't even feel drunk. It's just water. It's just water." But does that factor in? This is my go-to beer.
Well, I think drinkability is a huge factor of the score. It does go down like water. That hops does tend to stick around,
man,
a little bit.
Well, I think I know who I'm going to pick. Do you know who you're going to pick?
I know who I'm going to pick.
All right. We'll just go ahead and say the name on 3, okay?
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Miller Lite.
All right.
Woo!
Let's get some claps on that bad boy.
Man, that's an upset, isn't it?
And then don't forget the big swell.
Oh, we already missed it.
Oh, okay.
I'll do it in post.
Well, looks like week 3 winner is Miller Lite. Oh my goodness. Did you guys think Miller Lite was going to do well in this tournament? Because I think it may. It's going up against some heavy contenders, such as, my favorite, right? Let me see. I'm trying to log into this bad boy. Oops. And I want to see. Can you pull up the tournament?
Is that what you're trying to do over there?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to pull up.
Oh, man. It's going to be a great show.
Yeah. I'm trying to just do all this on the fly. We've got an hour here, and I don't have, we're just trying to have some fun here, no big deal.
Let's see what we can do here. Looking for Lovely Day.
Yeah, save that password for me. Thank you, browser. Okay, so now I'm going to officially move Miller Lite over. We're playing that one today, and Miller Lite, you have made it. Let's see. How do I do that? Okay, we're going to report the scores. Miller Lite got 100 points. Lovely Day IPA only gets 50. Because, that's how we do. And we're verifying the winner as Miller Lite. Oh, my goodness. There it is. We're just about halfway through from round 1. Next week, we don't know what next week's going to be. It's we sort of play as we go with this game here. But as soon as this is done, we're starting another Brew World Order tournament at the end of the year. So this should be this is our first ever inaugural beer. I got 3 beers now on my desk here. I'm gonna have to get rid of them. But that being said, you guys, thank you. We'll see you next week for the Brew World Order Tournament of Beer. It's the Brew World Order. Give us a call if you guys want to talk today. Open lines. This is Open Lines with Emergency Exit today.
Open Line Wednesday.
Open Line Wednesday, 830-875-0637. We are going to talk about a few things today, and I'm going to stretch them out. First of all, my drive up to the studio. There's obviously a lot of people driving, getting to their families, even though they're not supposed to. But the thing is, I can't believe that people still don't understand about the far left lane. I'm sitting there. I only use it to go around people, and then I normally stick in that middle lane, or at least the one over from the furthest left lane, the passing lane. In most places, you'll see a sign that will say left lane for passing only. And somehow you get behind somebody that just does not get it. They're looking up. They see you back there. What are they thinking? Are they going, this asshole? What is this guy's fucking deal? Who the fuck is this guy? Meanwhile, the other guy behind him is going, who the fuck is this guy? Who is this motherfucker? They're thinking the same thing. This is politics today. But obviously, one side's wrong, and we're not sure which side it is. I mean, I got a pretty good notion which side is a little bit more feasible than the other. One that's more affable. But, it's crazy how people... And I don't want to get too much into politics because, politics is burning me the fuck out. And I'll get back to my story in a little bit. But politics is burning me the fuck out. And I think it's burning everybody out. And now it's going to burn us out even more, those people that are center-right, just to know that President-elect Biden made it. I mean, as far as we know, everybody's called it. There are still some, it's not official, but... Yeah, I mean, let's just get over it. Even Trump, there's, I think, one person on the Trump's administration that's got started with the transition. And everyone thinks, it's just so weird how I see the media. The media is just so ready to kiss the fucker's asshole, just pucker up for Biden. And he doesn't answer questions. It is so crazy how this guy got elected. Didn't even rally much. Trump's out there rallying. 73 million people voted for Trump. 80 million people voted for Biden, supposedly. I don't know, man. It seems very possible that people just wanted to vote for Biden against Trump. And this is why we have runoffs in a lot of states with the Senate. And what's the most important? It's the House and the Senate. Republicans gained 8 seats in the House. Still did not get the majority. And they may lose the majority in the Senate here in Georgia because they're going to get the map out. They don't want old Mitch McConnell being their leader, their Senate leader. They call him the evil turtle. Matter of fact, I'm digressing. But these people are the same assholes that sit in the left lane. They sit there, they look up at the rearview mirror and see you and go, who the fuck is this asshole? Who's this dick? Who does he think he is? I'm going the speed limit. I'm doing things right. Meanwhile, the Republicans sitting back there going, let's go. And then you're the asshole when you get around him. He's like, and you know what? What my move is, I get around that guy, I just keep looking straight forward because I'm always just looking forward. I'm not about to, sometimes if it really pisses me off, I'll look over and I'll give him the stink eye. I don't know. I don't think I'm brave enough to give somebody in Texas the middle finger because you have no idea. I'm pretty sure, though, pretty fucking sure that no gun-bearing Republican sits in the left lane. I could be wrong. I could be fucking wrong, but I don't know. Do we have a call, Mr. Hardhat? Yeah, we've got the holy Hispanic himself on the line, David Aguilar. Mi amigo, ¿qué pasa, güey?
First of all, I want to say we need to stop the steal. All right, we got to make sure that this doesn't happen again in our American society. What's going on with the election, with everything that's happening, I am right now on the ground listening to so many things going on. I wish I could tell you, Lois, this is crazy stuff. The election ain't over. That's all I got to say. All right. Now we are
David, what do you think exactly is going to happen with this whole election? Do you think that it's going to get overturned and it's going to be Trump victorious or what?
Nah, honest opinion, I think Trump still has a chance. I think he's still fighting in the courts. I think he has every reason to fight because there's been election meddling and things going on. I ultimately don't think he's going to win. I think that Biden may come out on top, not because he really won, but and the reason I say this is because if you look at Trump's first 3 years in office, he could not get anything done because of everyone who was trying to stop him, everyone who's getting in his way. He just could not make traction. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to have a case, but I think they're not going to do anything with it. And then Biden's just going to end up being the president because of it.
I can't.
That's my analysis.
I can't help but agree with a lot of that. I do agree on the whole aspect that, this race may have been called by the media. Sure as hell hasn't been called by the American public just yet. Trump is still fighting it legally. He hasn't been doing well with any of the lawsuits. Let's be honest here. It doesn't look good for him. Affidavits mean shit to people. We're talking about they're fighting a party where there were sexual allegations put forth by a woman against a aspiring Supreme Court Justice, Brett Kavanaugh, and they fucking bit down hard. But the same type of allegations, but more recent and with more evidence, pops up against Joe Biden, and they go, who? Here's something that I recently heard about. Media Research Center. Can you look up the MRC Newsbusters? I don't know if it's Newsbusters, just go MRC, but Media Research Center. They had done a study that because the way that media is so dishonest out there, what they're doing is they're not telling you what the right is saying. These allegations that could adversely affect the election. If people heard about Hunter Biden's laptop, heard about Tara Reid, heard about all the different gaffes that and all the lies. I just watched this video where Joe Biden was at his last city hall or whatever, and he's like, Trump called, my son, he went to Afghanistan or whatever, and Trump called those people fucking losers. He got passionate and said, he called them losers. And you just got to Google, did Trump call servicemen losers? And nobody has a straight answer. New York Times, or it was some other shitty newspaper site said, well, yeah, 2 anonymous sources. So it's 2 anonymous sources saying this. They obviously don't want to reveal their sources, and the people that said it obviously don't want the repercussions from people about it. But still, it's unverified by anybody, and they run with it. And the Democrats still run with that misinformation as if it's gospel, because what they've done is successfully hid all this bullshit from you guys, or from everybody. And the right is getting information from the left, it knows what the right's doing, but it gets all the information from the left. But left-leaning sites don't even tell you about the Biden laptop. They don't tell you about. Go ahead.
And I was gonna say, and even stuff that we talked about on the show, like where how they rate things mostly true or mostly false. All they want to do is cause confusion, but they want to cause confusion only on one side. They only cause confusion on the Republican or even more on the Trump side. They don't cause any confusion when it comes to Biden. They try to make everything seem like it never happened. Not even that. Like, yeah, the Tara Reade stuff. But come on, and I know it's been said before, but if there is any right, Donald Trump's son had a meeting with a Russian guy that had nothing to do with anything with the presidency, and they went after him for weeks because of it. So you have Hunter Biden on pictures of him doing drugs with girls, all this other stuff, and nothing comes out in the news about that. Nobody speaks about it. Not only that, it isn't that they didn't talk about it. They actually kept people from seeing it, hearing it. It was banned from news outlets, and it was banned from social media. So that just shows that they're actively pursuing stopping Donald Trump from being president. It isn't that they're hyping up Joe Biden. It's that they're stopping Trump. And their option is Joe Biden. And we all know what's going to happen. Like, you hear Joe Rogan, you hear so many people talk about that he probably isn't going to make it after his first year or two. Everybody knows that they want Kamala in. Everybody knows Kamala's history.
We've heard it's uncertain. I think he'll kick for 4 years and he'll have his word. But I keep saying bring on all these things because it's a vast swath of people that disagree with everything that they do and what they stand for. And I think it means something when people when people are telling you, hey, we're doing this for the greater good. We're doing this because we are good people and we want other people to be good and this and that. Like, how can you not see that and go like, that's swarmy as shit. That's bullshit.
Yeah,
you're going to tell me you're doing things for me. Meanwhile, you make more. Like, if you actually were a real fucking humanitarian, you wouldn't make all that money as a politician. You would give your fucking yearly paycheck away. Guess who has doing
what's
that?
going on right now with fucking Gavin Newsom or whatever in California, and all these governors and left the city saying, "Hey, don't go out and don't go see your family, don't go this," and they're all being caught outside being without masks with multiple people. They don't practice what they preach. They're just trying to keep the American people down and overuse their power.
Let's go to that USA Today one up there. Fact check: Donald Trump donates his salary, but he still makes money. This is USA Today. So the claim is Donald Trump works for no money. As President Trump receives criticism from USA Today, I like their crossword puzzle. But as President Donald Trump receives criticism for how he has handled the coronavirus pandemic, his backers have taken to social media to show their support. One topic that comes up is Trump works for no money and donates his entirety of his presidential salary. A Facebook post from May has amassed over 100,000 shares. Reads, I want to thank Donald Trump for working like a dog with no money to save a country that doesn't appreciate his sacrifice. Thank you, Mr. President. Geez, I wonder if Biden and Kamala Harris are going to donate their salary. But let's see here. It says, posts of that nature contain a degree of truth but are misleading. You don't say. Trump, as promised during his campaign, does write checks to various agencies equivalent to a quarter of his annual salary every year, but this does not mean he earns no money.
Wow.
The claim is that he donates his goddamn salary, and they straight up admit it, but they can't fucking take that loss. They have to go, well, geez, Trump has donated his presidential salary, but, he still owns President Trump fucking corporation, Trump Corporation, and he still makes money from that. Yeah, no shit. He was a businessman before, and he's going to be a businessman after. And people, for some reason, take the word of a president and want to buy his things. Think about Obama. Is he not selling a book right now? I'm sorry. Is he not trying to make money off of his fucking brand? Fuck off with your bullshit, USA Today.
And that's the only thing that I'm looking forward to if Biden were to win is showing the left how to take like the loss well. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that's frustrating when, I think how you said earlier, the media was the one that called the election. It wasn't the actual people who called the election. And so for the last few weeks, the right has been told, suck it up, quit crying. We took it for 4 years. We didn't do this. And that's all bullshit because they cried about it every single day and every single second they got. So I'm more looking forward to meeting people who were opposed to my view and still being kind to them the way they were not to us. But it's also frustrating when you have people like AOC saying, oh, we need to find out everybody who voted for Trump and get their information. You know what I mean? Like where is the peaceful world that you guys were promising? I thought things were going to get better. And it seems like everything they're coming out with is just more hatred.
Well, one thing I keep hearing is that they're like, okay, come January 20th, man, whenever inauguration day is, world's going to change. So we'll see how it happens here. We just pulled up an article here from ABC News, Washington. Democratic Vice President candidate Joe Biden and his wife gave an average of, here we go, $369 a year to charity during the past decade. So for 10 years, he's given an average of $370 a year to charity. Oh boy. Can you see how much Trump has donated to charity? Can you pull that up? That would be good to see.
Well, for comparison, should tell how much
the
that
Bidens
they've earned.
reported earning $319,853 last year, including $71,000 in royalties for his memoir, Promises to Keep on Life in Politics. Promises to Keep. Isn't that Trump's logo? Promises kept, promises made, promises kept kind of thing.
Dude, even that, didn't Obama just, isn't he getting shit now for saying that Hispanic evangelicals, voted for Trump and they didn't, and Trump was the one who put the people in cages and all that kind of shit?
Yes. Oh, yeah, he mentioned about how Latinos voted, how there was an overwhelming amount of Latinos who voted for Trump, and they go, well, there's a lot of evangelical fucking Mexicans out there, and of course they share the same values as Trump because Trump's a hateful racist, and we all know those. But you know what? He tells the other ones, the smart Mexicans, saw that he threw kids in cages, and he actually said throwing kids in cages. What cages are we? Who built those cages, Joe? Who built those cages, Joe? Trump has reported $130 million in charitable givings on his tax return since 2005, but $119.3 million came from easements he signed with conservation groups, which he agreed not to develop 3 plots of land. Still vastly a lot more. More people.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's funny. So yeah,
I've given more than Joe Biden. I have given more money to charity than Joe Biden has. That's crazy.
I don't give to charity. Thank you. I mean,
oh man, you have to. It makes you happy.
I mean, there are probably things that I've donated to. I donate?
Tax write-offs, man.
Bro, strippers don't count.
What does that mean? Tax write-offs? Do you get that money back then? Or you don't get taxed for?
Well, yeah, you don't get taxed on that, and depending on how it is, sometimes you get that as a tax credit. Okay. So you still pay it out, but it's not going to the government, which means it's not lining somebody's pockets. It's going to actually do good.
I
exactly.
see what you mean. So
when you're a contractor, you got to know that
we've
stuff.
got David, the Holy Hispanic, on the line right now, and one thing I think we all know about Thanksgiving is that there have been tons of restrictions, or at least a few more restrictions tacked on to the existing stay-at-home or whatever your state has. Let's go to this link right over here because this is Austin, Travis County, where we are. Their state enters stage 4 of COVID-19 risk-based guidelines. So these are the guidelines that are going to extend throughout Thanksgiving, which were just dropped 6 days ago. And I want to read, we're in stage 4 now. Higher risk individuals, those over the age of 65 and those who have chronic medical conditions should stay home except for essential trips such as buying groceries or seeking medical care. Number 2, lower risk individuals should avoid social gatherings, any gatherings greater than 10 people, and non-essential travel. Recommended businesses and restaurants voluntarily reduce capacity. Now, I like that they say voluntarily because they're not saying we have to force it. Now, there are a lot of states, primarily, I want to say, ones run by the blue people, the meanies, I would like to say, that have much more harsher restrictions. We'll get into that in just a moment, but what we have here is somebody on our program that is going against the social guidelines from Austin. You are going out to where you are. I don't want to blow you up, blow up your spot, but you went somewhere where you're going to see your family.
There's a lot of Mexicans here.
A lot of Mexicanos, okay?
Yes, sir.
And matter of fact, I think most of them probably voted for Trump around this time, right?
A few of them that I know did.
That's great. Well, you are officially breaking these guidelines. And you know what? I can't get mad at you because you know why? You didn't set these guidelines. You weren't the one to say, hey, I need you guys to stay at home. Don't go to a barbershop. Don't go to a salon. Fucking don't go out to eat with your friends. Stay at home. Be safe. Meanwhile, there are people out there who are dictating these rules, calling them mandates, telling you don't go out. We got to close the salon, Bill de Blasio, one of the first people to get busted with this, goes to the gym after the lockdown. We just locked down. Everybody staying at home for 2 weeks. That was what it started with. De Blasio's out there sipping on a fucking giant soda pop saying, well, I got to stay fit, I got to stay fit. One thing I've learned about this, and you may want to try to back me up on this or try to knock me down. Healthy people just typically aren't getting this. People that work out, go to the gym, are not getting sick from this bad boy. But
and I think if they are catching it, they're recovering much faster, and they're not even seeing symptoms most of the time.
You got that right.
So, and that's what I'm saying. It's I get frustrated when I see an obese, overweight woman or man telling me to put a mask on when I do everything in my power to stay healthy. And if I don't walk out with a mask that day, it's because I decided not to take one. But your fat ass is going to tell me that I need to wear a mask. Like, you need to take care of everything you need to take care of first before you do a mask. The mask doesn't prevent you getting COVID. Matter of fact, the mask hurts you sometimes even more. So what they're really doing is hindering the American people by just telling them it's okay to wear a mask, but not telling them, hey, get healthy, go outside, opening gyms. Everything that they should be doing, they're not allowing them to do.
That's correct. And, I've been talking to the kid, and he's been told saying the word fat or saying fat to somebody is a bad thing. And I can't help but think we make fun of other people based on their choices. There's nothing wrong with harping on someone because of their choices. It's a little harder to harp on somebody for something that they were born with, right? So, but being fat is not something that you were born with. Being fat is something that you've done to yourself with choices. And one thing that is easy, and I told the kid, I said, there's nothing wrong with making fun of a fat person. There's nothing wrong with making fun of them. They're fat because they made choices that made them fat. Like, they can make fun of you for choosing to get a shitty haircut or, choosing to not clean your pants after you shit them. I don't know, right? Like, fuck it. But I told him.
Well, yeah.
I told him there's one thing that's easy. One thing is easy in life is to get fat. That's the easiest thing in the world to do for your body is get fat. What's really hard is getting skinny. And I say it's okay to make fun of a fat person because you know what? In the long run, make fun of him, but be his friend. Don't be like, oh, you fat fuck. Fuck you, you fat fucking fuck. No, it's, you're fat. Hey, chubby. We had a buddy growing up. He was fat. And as he grew up, he ate better and he wasn't fat anymore. And we were still his friend. We're always still his friend. That's the thing. That's the difference. Some people try to use it as like, oh, you call him fat. You can't do that. You can't do that. What? We're his friend. I can call him a fat fucker.
Well, even then, from a Mexican point of view, that most of the time that's done out of adoration. Because even if you have a fat, even if you have a fat friend who loses weight and is not fat anymore, you still call him fat.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean?
That is true.
Yeah, and even then, and I was gonna say, even then, what we see going on nowadays, right? Like you can yell at somebody you can yell at a person and be like, "Put your mask on," right? Like that's okay. People are allowed to yell at a person, "Hey, put your mask on." So what if I wanted to yell at somebody, "Lose some fucking weight, you fat person"? You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you the same thing you're telling me, except you're attacking the mask and I'm attacking your weight.
You got that right. Hey, so I don't know if can he hear clips. I want you to play this. The next clip we have here is from I think it's from Grabian, the wonderful folks at Grabian. We play their clips here all the time. They are just great at compiling clips and little snippets of things. And I wanted to play this video of how the media kind of tells you this is where people are. This goes back to us talking about how the media is dictating everything. Like the media is straight up our God. There's a lot of people's gods, right? They take it as gospel.
Yep.
And just watch this. Just watch this video of the media going with the CDC guidelines and just saying how irresponsible you are. You want to kill grandma? Like, what the fuck's your problem? You know what's worse than not having Thanksgiving with your family? You know what's worse? Killing your grandma. That's what they play. Go and play this clip and tell me if you can hear this or not.
A bit. This is not some existential reality. Cancel your plans if you absolutely do not need to travel somewhere.
Travel by car if you must travel.
I don't like it to be any number. I like it to be keep it to your immediate household. Eat all of the mashed potatoes by yourself. That's what I'm going to do.
Limit the number of people, do it outside, and wear your mask.
If you go over to a friend's house, mask up the whole time you're not eating or drinking.
If you're a college student, shelter in place for at least 7 days once you arrive.
Separation should be the norm.
Avoiding direct contact, including handshakes and hugs.
Speak softer, because louder voices, shouting, screaming, actually singing spreads the virus.
So you can't test your way out of or into safety here.
You can't test your way into Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, you just can't test your way to that table. That's just not the way of doing it.
You can't test your way into Thanksgiving dinner.
Having one person serve all the food so multiple people are not handling the serving utensils.
And open the windows if you can, or have the air blowing out.
Do a lot of FaceTime or Zooming.
I'll be there virtually, but not personally.
A Zoom Thanksgiving is a lot better than an ICU Christmas.
Cancel your plans. Cannot be more clear here.
Invite grandma? This could be her last Thanksgiving? Yeah, if you invite her to a place where she can get sick and die.
People who don't want to miss out on their next family event at Thanksgiving should watch that segment again. Because what you really don't want is your next family event to be a funeral.
Oh my gosh!
Can you believe that propaganda?
What the hell?
First of all, it's not a death sentence for the majority of people get it. The recovery rate is so goddamn high. They keep saying like there's all these old people, the same people that go, "Okay, boomer," that refuse to listen to you, all of a sudden have this compassion for the old folks.
Yep.
Like it's not like. We've seen tons of old people get it and recover from it, the healthy ones. And you know what? Yes, I'm going to be there with you and say, maybe grandma and grandpa, maybe we avoid having Christmas and Thanksgiving with them, maybe this year, But when it comes to young, they're taking that and saying, no, yeah, we want to do that. Keep grandma, grandpa at home. Also, none of your friends, none of your other family can come over either. Stick it just to your husband.
What do you even say? If you're a college student quarantined for 7 days, what? A college student is like the least likely to get any symptoms from this. What are you talking about?
It's as if they keep saying, follow the science, follow the science. But what science are they following here? Where is the science that says that the people that are getting it are spreading it as much as they are? Yes, we see it spreading as much, but we see cases. We don't see possible cases. We see probable cases. We see fucking regular cases. We see almost cases. We've reported on this show how they report cases on here. So the inflated cases, it's crazy. But Rand Paul last week, excuse me, Rand Paul said, my man, said people that have had COVID should just take off their goddamn mask and let's celebrate in the streets because they are immune. And that made me wonder, How many people have gotten COVID twice? And so I pulled up, this is the Google search for who got COVID twice here. Top ones, Science Magazine. More people are getting COVID-19 twice, suggesting immunity is not immunity wanes quickly in some. And if you read this article, and I think I'll get over a little bit in late June, and it's always these anecdotal evidence. It's never a vast swath of people. It's been 2 or 3 people that have gotten COVID twice. 2 people. Now maybe more. Let's give them a little bit more. Let's say 10 people. No. 100 people got COVID twice. I'm being super generous here. 100 people got COVID twice. How many people have gotten it? Worldwide, it's been over 10 million people have gotten it. If 100 people gotten it over twice, why isn't that the news?
Yeah.
Why isn't that something that we should talk about? If we've got, like Donald Trump said he got an immunity. I don't know. Some people say I got an immunity. Some people say, what does that say? 60 million cases? Holy shit. 60 million cases, 1.42 million, 38 million recovered. So 38 million people have recovered. And yet, by my estimate, which is very, very high, I have no science degree in anything. I'm no doctor. But let's say 100. Does that sound like a right amount for people that have gotten COVID twice? 100. Let's say that. Recovered. Why isn't that the news? Why is it that we live our life right now by these astronomically low risks? Like, you know what raises our risk? They say, oh, we need to tell people to not travel because we're at a more increased risk of getting COVID right now. You know what's an increased risk of death? Driving in the rain. Driving in the snow.
Yeah.
You know, smoking cigarettes while you're driving in the snow. Like, these odds make it astronomically more higher risk. But we don't stop them. We don't try to stop people. Like, they're trying to dictate fucking legislation. They're trying to dictate law, restrictions based on these small ass goddamn numbers. Now, granted, maybe the flu, you know, a lot of people say this is like another flu. I would argue that I wouldn't want to call it the flu in any case or form any shape or form, because you can get the flu more than once. You know, I want to try to stay away from that. But
yeah,
to say that these people and, you know, these left-wing medias, they keep typing these kind of articles. We can go back to this Google search on how many people got COVID twice, and it's like, man gets COVID twice. Study confirms it's possible to catch COVID twice. Can you catch COVID twice? You read these article and it talks about one person getting it. One person getting it twice. They felt really good afterwards. They got it. They weren't feeling so great. They showed little symptoms, and then they tested negative for it 2 days later. Then they had worsening symptoms, and they got COVID twice. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? They had barely any symptoms before. Now, what they're saying is if you get it again, the symptoms are going to be much worse. So that's what they say. That's how they keep you staying at home. That's how they keep people that have had it wearing masks all the time.
I want to jump in here real quick. You mentioned
and I was
yeah, Los, you mentioned, you know, driving in the rain increases your chance of death or whatever. So I just real quick did this real quick search, and just if you're, you know, young and generally healthy, COVID being around only gives you about a 10% increased chance of death. Driving in the rain and snow increases your chance of death by 34%.
34%. Science. Wow. Just follow the science, man. You'll see that maybe you shouldn't be driving in the rain. But guess what? People still do it because they need to get to where they want to go. You tell people there's an increased risk, thank you. We'll take that under consideration, and we're going to go see fucking Grandma Bennett, and we're going to fucking give her some hugs and kisses because she has been sitting around doing nothing for 17 million months since we've had COVID. Let's read from the comments here. Chris Odom, my man. There is no spike. These numbers are reported from Johns Hopkins University, JHU, WEF, and Bill Gates of Event 201. They are hyping the numbers to create a lockdown to continue to implement the Great Reset. Now, I've heard about this Great Reset thing. I'm not going to get into it. But one thing that I have heard is that Biden was saying, I'm not going to lock down. I'm not going to lock down. And Trump was like, you're not? Oh, man, but you've been saying that. Trust me, Joe, you've been saying it. I'll play the video. And he says, no, I'm not going to do it. Then lo and behold, the guy he's putting in as, I think, chief of staff or whatever. I don't even know if he's got any fucking... I think it's somebody else. It's not the chief of staff guy, but somebody that I don't really care about Biden's cabinet, really. I really don't give a fuck. But yeah, they're saying, yeah, we've got to lock down. We're going to probably lock down for a fucking few weeks, man. Like 4 to 6 weeks at least, you know? Like, we got to fucking do it. I'm pretty sure he's not Canadian. He sounds like that's in my head. But,
I just want to say, like, I wanted to go back to a point that I made a few episodes ago where I said that fear is what governs your opponent. And that's exactly what they're doing. It's, you know, why doesn't the media speak on positive things that have to do with COVID? Why don't they tell you the good things? Why don't they tell you that, hey, when we projected it was going to be 2 million deaths, but it's not that, you know what I mean? The reason the media does not tell you anything good is because they want to keep the American people in fear. If the American people are in fear for their lives, then they will allow the government to do anything they want in order that they keep their life safe. So the government uses the media to control the people in fear so that they can implement their rules and their laws and their jurisdictions. And that, again, that's why I always go back to why I appreciated Trump. I do not think Trump should have won the election last time. And I think everything that happened was them shitting their pants saying, how can we keep him from changing what we've set up? And that's what I'm saying. The reason that I think that Trump isn't going to stay in office is because the swamp is that dirty. Now, do I feel like Trump is a part of it? Yeah, maybe in some way, shape, or form. But I don't think he is as dirty as a lot of people in the swamp. And so the reason you don't see all this good stuff in the media, the reason you don't see any positive things in the media right now is because they still want to keep the people in fear so that when Joe Biden becomes president, they're going to make it seem as if all the bad things went away. But they didn't go away. They're just not reporting on them anymore.
Yeah, and they have trouble reporting on actual facts. Meanwhile, they'll tell you that the other side's reporting in misinformation, and they misinform you by not telling you certain things. And that MRC study I want to tell you about, which I was going to tell you about earlier, was about how the people that voted for Biden, they were asked if they knew anything about these certain things. And if that would have affected their vote in November. And they said, yeah, if I even heard about the laptop, if I hadn't heard about Tara Reade, I would have never voted for the guy, right? And that's the problem. And, you know, something that rings my bell here is that somebody at work, and this is a story from my girlfriend, somebody at her work was like, can you believe the hypocrisy from these Texas legislatures or whatever, where they're saying, you know, don't go out, but then they're going out, you know? And she was all like, yeah, you know, that California governor, man, fucking shouldn't he put all these restrictions out caught fucking hour and a half away from home, with not wearing a mask, eating dinner with a bunch of fucking people. Yeah, I mean, that's totally hypocrite. And he's like, I didn't hear about that. And it's like, geez, I wonder why you didn't hear about Gavin Newsom, fucking Governor Patrick fucking Bateman from American fucking Psycho. Wasn't caught outside meeting with people that he says, no one's supposed to be, we got not social distancing, but rather hanging out with some scientific experts, whatever the fuck they were, health experts and whatnot, just sitting around, corrupting, colluding, but we don't know. Then he gets on camera and says, well, he gets caught on camera, and then he has to go in front of the camera and say, well, matter of fact, let's can we put that video up? It's right here. COVID-19. Oh no, that's the wrong one. This one right here, the very last post. No, that's not the right one. Where did I put that? Damn it! You're gonna have to go and put Governor Newsom apologizes for breaking lockdown or something like that. I had saved the wrong one on here. And then I want to.
Dude, somebody in
We
my
gotta
friends from
finish
California
up here
fucking
soon.
hating this
We're,
one right
we're
now.
out of here real soon. Yeah, fuck it. That's not it. Well, yeah. Go ahead and see if that's the one. Independent.co.uk. Oh geez. Yeah. Sorry. You know what? Let's just go ahead and yeah. Okay. Good. We can pop that up. That's exactly the video. Listen to this here.
His 50th birthday. My wife and I.
Probably on mute or something on the video.
Almost 20 years, and
you can't see the bottom of it, huh?
Put a lot
Basically, he's
of time
saying,
and
"Hey
energy
guys,
into
hey
his
man, you
50th
know, so
birthday.
I,
It was in
like, yeah,
Napa,
I was
which is in
over
the
at
orange
this
status,
place, and I know I shouldn't have, instead of sitting down, I should have stood up for the restrictions that I've imposed on people. It was pretty shitty move of me, but what can I say? I feel really bad about it, and I won't do it again. Okay, I just won't do it again."
Mistake. Instead of sitting down, I should have stood up and walked back, got in my car, and drove back.
An hour and a half to home, his luxurious
Instead,
mansion.
I chose to sit there with my wife and a number of other couples that were outside the household.
A number of
We
other
can
couples.
Quibble about the guidelines.
He said
et cetera, et
outside.
cetera,
They were
but the
inside.
spirit of what I'm preaching all the time was contradicted, and I got to own that. And so I want to apologize to you because
I want
need
to apologize to you. Look at
and
the way
practice,
his fucking
not
way he
just
talks
preach
to you.
and not
This is the
practice. And I've
governor.
done my
We used
best
to have
do
Arnold
that.
Schwarzenegger as the governor of this. He goes,
Yep.
he keeps pointing his fingers like, I'm going to own up to that, yo. Like, bro, we were outside, number of couples chilling. Instead of sitting down, I should have stood up. Like, he wrote that out. Instead of sitting down, I should have stood up and drove fucking home. Fuck you, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Up your nose with a rubber hose is what I gotta say. And then not only that, let's go to this one, the Hill, and there are sheriffs and policemen all over the country that are not enforcing their counties, their states' mandates for masks. They're not enforcing it. There's a lot of them out there. Governor Cuomo, the man who's responsible for killing a ton of old people in nursery homes.
Mm-hmm.
The man who got an Emmy for his fucking coronavirus task force thing. The man who just does not get it, who had plenty of time during this COVID thing to write a book. The man who asked for all these ventilators says, yeah, they give us ventilators, but they didn't give us enough. Who are you going to tell those people that are going to die that they can't get ventilators? This is the same motherfucker that said, we're not closing down the schools. No, you're fucking crazy. They close down the schools again, by the way. After they get back from this break, they're closing down the schools. Here he is again. And go to this that video. Go down. Or it's that one. Yeah, go to the top one. You have it open already. Listen to this motherfucker.
Overreaction. It's a hoax. I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not following these rules. You have sheriffs upstate who have said, I'm not going to enforce the law. Now, how a law enforcement officer says, I choose not to enforce that law, I believe that law enforcement officer violates his or her constitutional duty. I don't consider them a law enforcement officer because you don't have the right to pick laws that you think you will enforce, and you don't enforce laws that you don't agree with.
Wow, you should be talking.
That's not a law enforcement officer. That's a dictator.
Thank you. Okay, that's a dictator. Can we we don't have any more time left in this episode, but do we not remember when ICE was going around detaining fucking illegal immigrants that were committing crimes, that were ready to get deported, and there were governors, there were mayors out there who were tipping off those people so that they didn't get arrested?
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, they thought, oh, I don't have to abide by this law and by Governor Cuomo's fucking standards. I agree. They're being a dictator. And a sheriff that decides not to enforce a silly-ass mask mandate that Who no fuck knows, man? Studies show everything. It's hearsay that studies show they don't work. Studies show they do work. Fuck, I don't know. All I know is I don't have it. If I get it, I'm probably going to be immune from it for a long time. Who knows? Thank you guys for watching. This has been another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. Thank you, David Aguilar, for calling in. You were here right with us, and we love you. We got to go. For Brandon Harrod Mitchell, I'm Los. Saying, that's right. Bye. Let's cut the stream. Thank you guys for watching. It's crazy that we have to show this hypocrisy. And, you know, it happens on all fucking sides, I guess. But we're seeing it so much more on one side. Even my girlfriend, who is not political person, it's weird, too. Maybe people are right when they say, oh, you know, you got your boyfriend who's this fucking alt-right fucking adjacent motherfucker, right? And he's brainwashing you. Maybe that's true. Maybe she's seeing what I'm seeing, not having to. She barely listens to me in the first place. But if she agrees on half the shit that we talk about on this show, half the politics, there's got to be something to this side that we're on. There's got to be something to it. When she says that she sees that same bullshit, there's got to be something to it. And she's not a political person. Maybe she's waking up finally. I feel like that's what the case is. I'm like, babe, you're waking up, man. Like, that's what it is. I wasn't aware of this stuff. And it's only when you start seeing all that hypocrisy on the other side, when you see that they keep talking all this shit, saying, oh, look at them fucking, these fucking governors, these Republican governors with their restrictions, and then they fucking go out and they're caught doing it. It's like, when does that ever fucking happen on the Republican side? Because as far as I'm concerned, there is no Republican out there that is given all these restrictions out and then broken those restrictions. Because, you know, the whole mask thing as well. I said this before the show. Donald Trump, you can't harp on him for not wearing a mask because he's not telling people to wear a mask. You know, there are governors out there that are saying, wear a mask. Then they're caught not wearing a mask. And then they're out there going to the gym. They're going to the salon. Nancy Pelosi, Mary Lori fucking Beetlejuice foot. You know, they're getting caught out there after decreeing these restrictions. And then they go, I'm more important than you. I can do this. You can't. And yet, fucking, you're not supposed to get caught.
She must have treated that beauty salon owner pretty badly. She used
the
salon and the salon turned her in. I was set up.
I was set up. Nancy, you're not supposed to get set up.
I was set up.
Nancy, you're not supposed to get set up.
You must wear your mask. You have to wear your mask. You must wear your mask. You have to wear your mask. I was set up.
Nancy, you're not supposed to get set up.
How much do they hate Nancy Pelosi? This is a big crazy Nancy. This is like the biggest story. Highly overrated person. Let me just say, they just turned off the camera because they don't want me saying that. And the salon turned her in. If she was set up, then she shouldn't be leading. You know what she should have done, honestly? She should have said, I made a mistake. And then she made a terrible mistake.
I was set up. Nancy, you're not supposed to get... All right, thank you, man. Oh, God. We're going to miss you, Trump. We're going to miss you as the president. I think Ted Cruz, you need to step up 2024. Let's get you going. Let's get that fucking ship rolling. We'll see you in 2024. Unless John Stossel, Ben Shapiro, get up there. Step the fuck up, you assholes. I mean, I love you. I love you, Ben Shapiro. I love you, John Stossel. You're fucking right on just about everything I've seen you do. Why the fuck aren't you guys running? I mean, is it just easier just to criticize these people and not... It's probably a fucking hard job. I mean, being a president, being a senator, being a congressman, it's probably hard, I guess. I don't know. They make it look so easy. You know, going around, sitting around, talking. Seems so easy. I wonder what the paperwork looks like. Are you filling out paperwork? Are you signing lots of things? Are you writing things? I don't know what you're doing. fuck odds. Well, it is presidential odds. Here's the thing about presidential odds. We talked about presidential odds, and they kept fucking shifting like crazy. They were going with the tides. Ultimately, Biden won, as they said they would. What is this?
But Nikki, this is for
I heard Nikki
2024
Haley would have done that,
presidential ads. Kamala Harris, Mike Pence again, Nikki Haley.
No one's voting Mike Pence.
And then Yang and Biden. Michelle Obama creeps in there. Stacey Abrams.
How does anyone think Stacey Abrams is still a viable candidate for anything? That bitch, people, you know what? You could write right now, and this is how much Twitter is bullshit. You can write on your Twitter right now, Stacey Abrams is the actual governor of Georgia. The actual governor of Georgia. And they're not going to fact check you. You put anything about the election right now, they're going to be like, oh, the AP has called this race. The media has called this race. This is fake news. Here's some more context on fucking mail-in voting. Here's some more context. Fuck off. This is why people are flocking over to Parler, because they don't have these fucking, these tech gods that just do nothing. They keep handing down these rules. They think, oh yeah, we need to add some context to your fucking speech. Why don't you add that context to Joe Biden's speech when he says when he says that Donald Trump called servicemen losers for dying in the war? Where is the fact check for that? Where is that shit? Where are these fact checks on the other side? They're not here. They're just fucking gone. But every little thing, Donald Trump. Go ahead and look. Can you look up Donald Trump fact check burger stacked mile high? I just want to see if that's a fucking fact check, because if that's a fact check, that's going to tell me that's just going to confirm so much of my biases, and it's going to be great. There you go. Washington Post fact check. Oh, that's Barstool bets
right here.
Yeah, there you go.
Says he lies about the stack of the fast food hamburgers.
Supreme Leader Donald Trump lies about volume of fast food hamburgers. What go up to the headline again? Because what's the difference between 300 and 1,000 anyways? So he probably says, we got 1,000 burgers here, and it's 300. They're like, he lied. We got that son of a bitch now. God damn it, dude. We live in fucking clown world. Thank you guys for listening. This has been another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. If you guys are done with politics like I am, Zigzag Man on Instagram. Let's look at some bone size. Let's start growing for the future, because this is really what the future is. You cut something on this fucking tree, and it's going to affect you years down the line. Years down the line. So you have to think about the future. You got to think about what your actions today will cost you tomorrow. Yeah, go ahead and just start scrolling through this. Look at that. It's a beautiful fucking juniper I cut. I made that for my mom. I went to the Home Depot by her house, bought that tree, and pruned it up for her just like that. And that is a beautiful broom-style fucking juniper. Let's see. So let's see some more. Oh, my God. One of my favorite trees right there. Yeah, this is the geometry tree, the dwarf olive tree. I think black olive is what it is. Beautiful tree. Oh, my God. And, fucking, what else we got? Oh, yeah, the Barbados cherry flowers. Oh, man. Those, by the way, made some cherries. Don't taste so great, so don't eat those cherries. They didn't taste like anything, but it made bright red fruit, and I ate them. Didn't taste like anything in particular. What else we got there? Oh, do that picture of the family right there. This is what it's really about right here. There's my great-grandma, my grandpa, and my immediate family, the ones that are all my age. I got me over there. Can you see me? Look at that fucking cut right there. And my brother right behind me, just 2 years younger. My little sister, 7 years younger. And then my cousins, my brothers, my dad's brothers' children, Paul and Brittany. Both conservative, mind you. So these guys know what they're doing. And my grandpa was 32nd degree Mason, right? He told us that at my sister's wedding. He goes, I'm 32nd degree Mason. I'm like, holy shit, you're one away from fucking being the top of the line. So, yeah, this is what it's all about, man. My Instagram is not about politics whatsoever. It's about my hobbies, my fun things. And I mean, look at that. That's a beautiful. That's been featured on the show. Right now, it's all fall colors. It's all turning yellow and orange. But yeah, that's my grouping. Look at that beautiful grouping of Lingonstrums there, or English privets. I think that's what they're called. That's beautiful. And look, that epoxy river I made. That's just the top right there. But that's just it looks like there's a river flowing through that. Huh? Fuck politics. It's all about the... Oh, my God. That's one of my favorite fucking trees. It's doing so good right now. But that's one of my first trees. It's still in its HEB pot there. But come March, April, I'm going to put it in a beautiful pot that I got made by Jeff Ray Woodworks. So, wonderful man as well. We got to get out of here. I'm done. That's right, you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Be cool. Stay hip. Stay cool. Go see your family if you want. Take every precaution you need. If you feel sick, you have any symptoms, maybe you should stay home. But if you feel great, you probably don't have COVID and you have no risk, absolutely zero risk of passing it on, and maybe a 0.01 risk of getting it from somebody else. As long as they follow these kind of protocols, I think you're good. I think that's all they really need to say. If you feel sick, don't go. Like, for at work, they tell us this at work all the time, even before COVID. You feel sick, don't come to work. Like, we give you sick pay for a reason, which to me says, if I don't feel like coming to work one day, pretend to be sick. But of course, that's why sick pay accumulates much more slowly than the vacation hours. They want you to use up your vacation hours, because they go, listen, I don't think that many people get sick, so let's make sure that you get 3 hours of vacation every 2 weeks, and make sure they get 1 hour of sick pay a week or some shit like that. I don't know what it is. See you guys next week. For Brennan the Hardhead Mitchell, for David the Holy Hispanic Aguilar, I'm Lo Saying. That's right.